Hey everyone, Shark here, and there's tons of hype around the new 5.0 update. There's so many great changes to the artifact system, and everyone playing during the anniversary gets a free 5-star? I never thought I'd see the day. But in that hype, a lot of people missed some very interesting details which I want to share with you now. So here are 7 things you missed from Genshin Impact's patch 5.0 preview. Number 1. Yansen is an Electro character. I still don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she is confirmed to be an Electro character because we can see in the trailer that she is using an Electro ability to zip around. Many people thought she was going to be a Geo or Pyro character, but it turns out that's not the case at all. Number 2. Hoyo sneakily revealed the banners of 5.0. During the demonstration of the new wish system that increases your 50-50 rates, they showed off both character and weapon banners that we're getting during the first phase of patch 5.0. It's Mualani and Kazuha with Bennett, Xinyan, and Kachina for the character banner, and the weapon banners have Mualani's signature weapon, Surf's Up, Freedom Sworn, and then the 4 stars are Stringless, Dragon's Bane, Favonius Sword, Sacrificial Fragments, and the Favonius Greatsword. These banners aren't the greatest, but the 4 stars are fairly useful, and depending on how good Kachina is, it might be decent for a character banner, and the weapon banner is just kind of okay. But reducing the fate points needed for your desired weapon to 1 makes wishing on the weapon banner so much less painful. Number 3 is that Mavuika is a Claymore user and that Capitano is a Cryo Sword user. We see both Mavuika and Capitano fight along with their weapons and elements they wield, but we also see Mavuika's hair light up like fire with a bit of blue. This is the exact same as the Phlogiston talked about in the livestream, and it has a connection to energy and life, which gives us some insight into Mavuika since that is literally her hair. The 4th thing you probably missed is that there's an Abyssal Rift under Natlan. I predicted that the tournament part of Natlan's story was going to be mostly a means to use the combatants' energy for another purpose. In the trailer, they say,
to collect contending fire from the battles. Natlan is only safe from the invasion of the Abyss, while the Sacred Flame burns eternal.
Interestingly, the Sacred Flame they are talking about is also the same Phlogiston that makes up Mavuika's hair. The areas under Natlan are shown to have abyssal rifts, and it seems that they are only held back by this concentrated amount of phlogiston, which is called the Sacred Flame. And this is likely what is meant when it's said that Natlan is the nation of war. It is not to say that this is a warlike nation and a warlike people per se, but that they are instead constantly fighting the Abyss, and the way that they do that is by competing in an arena to prevent the abyssal rifts from opening further. The 5th thing you probably missed is that the Traveler is the Hydro element in the trailer. This is really odd because the Traveler's default element in cutscenes is the element of the nation in which the Archon quest takes place, and it only changes if the player changes the element before the cutscene. We will not be getting the Pyro Traveler in 5.0. They spoke basically nothing about the Pyro Traveler in the livestream preview, and they pretty much glanced over them entirely. Which is why I think we are not going to get the Pyro Traveler at patch 5.0, but sometime later. I think we're going to need to resurrect whoever or whatever Mavuika is trying to bring back to life before we actually get the Pyro element for the Traveler. Hopefully this will make them good, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Number 6 on the list of things you probably missed is that the Pyro Archon is either coming early or is delayed. They mentioned that we will get 500 Primogems for completing quote-unquote key acts of the main story, aka specific Archon quests, and they mentioned that the key acts that they are talking about are including the Archon quest in patch 5.0, 5.1, and 5.3, and they did not say anything about patch 5.2, which is normally where an Archon debuts. This means that the Archon is either not going to debut with an accompanying Archon quest, which I don't see happening, or that she will release in patch 5.1 or patch 5.3. If I were to bet, I would imagine the Pyro Archon will be released in patch 5.3, which would be delayed compared to the previous Archon debuts. The final thing is that breakdancing is coming to Genshin. Kachina can breakdance, and there's also NPCs that were showing off their breakdancing moves for just a second. They also come from Kachina's tribe, so it does make sense, and it's a nice fun little addition. There's also plenty of other things teased as well, like the Magma Tulpa, whose body is really just phlogiston, which I'm just gonna call Living Fire because it seems like it does everything. And I'm also curious about other things that you found that they teased in the patch 5.0 version preview. What do you think is going to happen with the characters, and is this all what it seems, or is it just a red herring that will turn out to be the opposite of what everyone thinks it is? Let me know in the comments below because there really is a lot to unpack and I didn't want this video to go on for too long. I just wanted to give you the things I found most interesting or fun. Anyways, I love you everyone, stay jawsome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.